and welcome to the news. I am Leone. Coming up in this edition of News Hour, President Biya returns from China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing, China. British High Commission awards scholarships to 8 medical students. And Sierra Leone pilgrims start coming home. All the stories and more lined up in tonight's edition of the news. The ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mahmoud Ali Zadeh, has visited the Sierra Leone Red Cross at its Liverpool Street office in Freetown. The visit was to interface and make collaborative plan to deliver more humanitarian services to the people of Sierra Leone. Judy Sana reports.
An opportunity for strategic partnership with the Sierra Leone Red Cross and the Islamic Republic of Iran in building a synergy in improving the standard of its health facilities, which will serve the people of Sierra Leone in health care service delivery. The ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mahmoud Ali Zadeh, said the operation in Sierra Leone is on low scale. The reason why they want to explore more opportunities by strengthening the relationship with the Sierra Leone Red Cross. He added that he has spoken with the ambassador designate to the Islamic Republic of Iran to do visibility studies to upgrade their new clinics in Sierra Leone, and also the Iranian doctors will extend their services in the region. The ambassador said they are providing humanitarian services and willing to complement the efforts of the Sierra Leone Red Cross Society. He said they will be extending an invitation to Red Cross to share experiences for better collaboration. He expressed his country's continuous support in building the standard of Sierra Leone's health services. The national president of Red Cross Sierra Leone, Reverend Sir Christian Fire, said Sierra Leone is still recording high rates of maternal and infant mortality due to the poor health system. The country is still battling with malaria as the biggest killer disease. He expressed the hope that the strong relations established with Iran in providing humanitarian services will improve the health care services in Sierra Leone.
It is important that we get people of this nature to help us serve the people of this country more, especially in the provinces. So therefore, today's meeting also give us the opportunity to discuss it further and to encourage them to see how we can extend these services they are rendering to the people of Lumley to other parts of this country.
Many thanks to Judith Sana for filing in that report. The British High Commission has awarded 8 scholarships to medical students to pursue master's program in different universities in the United Kingdom. Chevening is a scholarship scheme by the British government that identifies future leaders in Sierra Leone. Mayini Mansuri was at the award ceremony at the British High Commissioner's residence.
It's huge and needs urgent attention. The country's maternal and infant mortality rate remains high. Several factors are responsible for the weak health systems in Sierra Leone. Among those are the ongoing weak free healthcare system, lack of genuine implementation of the system by frontliners to reach the actually intended beneficiaries, the continuous brain drain, and above all, the poor economic state of the country. Hence, it is but fitting for the chieftain to provide these future leaders fully funded scholarship to pursue a master degree program on health in the United Kingdom University. The move is to build a human capacity on the health discipline. This was disclosed by the British High Commissioner, Guy Warrington, that the Commission puts a very strong focus on medical students to build the human capital in the medical sphere to promote the health sector in the country.
The training scheme is a really great scheme. We send about 10 people. This year we're sending 8, but we're hoping it's going to be 10 soon to the UK every year to do 1-year master's courses. And this is a scheme where we try and identify the real leaders of the future in this country. You know, this year we're putting a particular focus on the medical sciences. This is not a medical sciences scholarship scheme, but that's where we see, in terms of human capital, the real need in this country.
He added that the British government is planning on increasing the number of scholarships awarded to Sierra Leone. One of the awardees, Musu Cole, said it is a great privilege given to them by the British High Commission to go and pursue their dreams in the medical field. She added that they are going as ambassadors of Sierra Leone to learn and impact in the country. What now one ponders is whether these students will return home to provide the much-needed health services to Sierra Leone to achieve the scholarship providers' objectives of building the human capacity of the health sector.
Well, that was Mayeni Mansuri in that report. The chief librarian of the Sierra Leone Library Board has said figures from the United Nations states that approximately 775 million adults lack literacy skills, while 60.7 million children are not attending school. Salutary was speaking during the commemoration of the International Literacy Day held at the Kisi Library, east end of Freetown. Hawana Tukonte reports.
Literacy Day was launched in 1965 by UNESCO to raise awareness globally on issues surrounding adult and child literacy. It is now part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals program adopted in 2015. International Literacy Day highlights the changes and improvements being made worldwide in literacy development. UNESCO has been central in improving global literacy since 1946 and promotes International Literacy Day in partnership with governments, charities, local communities, and experts in the field worldwide. Chief Librarian, Sierra Library Board, Salutary, said the day was celebrated by the board to promote the importance of literacy skills in every facet of their activities and national development. He said as a library, they have been contributing to improving the literacy rate and reading culture. This added that in October 2017, when the Sierra Library Board and Book Aid International commissioned 5 children's corners with the library facilities in Shebuema, Bo, Makeni, Potlock, and Kisi. Mr. Torres said in support of the new direction, free quality education, they have decided to launch the Inspiring Readers Project in Makeni on May 10th. The project, he went on, has extended its outreach services to 25 primary schools in the north, south, east, and west of the country. He expressed the hope that in the near future, more pupils will have the opportunity to be surrounded with relevant books, print materials, and digital resources that may impact positively on the quality of their education.
The theme for this year's celebration is literacy and skills development, promoting reading amongst children for a sustained reading culture. In the area of free quality education and our policy to create a strong link between schools and public libraries nationwide, the Sierra Library Board and Book Aid International launched the Inspiring Readers Project in Makeni City on the 10th May 2018.
Keynote speaker, Education Officer, Freetown City Council, Reverend Cooper, said the public libraries have gone a long way in improving quality learning. He called the positive impact created by early learning, which he said is the backbone for quality education because of the wide range of information resources that empowers pupils and students to be resourceful individuals. Reverend Cooper emphasized on the significance of reading in every society and encouraged his audience to develop the culture of reading. He commended the Sierra Library Board and Book Aid International for the laudable gesture and called on parents and the community to embrace education. Chairman Board of Directors, Sierra Library Board, Professor Sagba Manja, said the importance of literacy and skills cannot be overemphasized. He commended the Chief Librarian for a job well done and Book Aid International for their support to libraries with the provision of books, learning materials, and training of staff developments. Community representatives spoke of the importance of the library in Kisi community and pledged their support to ensure that the children realize the usefulness of the library. Reading of poems, skits, storytelling, and presentation of prizes from the high points of the program.
Disabilities who attended the Global Disability Summit in UK have called on the government to work towards the actualization of promises made by the government for persons living with disabilities. They made this call in a press conference held at the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs. The Global Disability Summit was held in the UK from the 23rd to the 23rd of July this year. Francis Danema reports.
The press conference was held to create a platform to reach the general public with the outcome of the Global Disability Summit. The chairman of Freetown Cheshire Home, Dr. Abdullahi Dumbuya, and the founder and executive director of the Welfare Society for the Disabled, Westford, Joseph Aliu Kamara, were the two people who attended the Global Disability Summit in UK on behalf of the 10 partner organizations of One Family People, OFP. Sharing his experience, the founder and executive director, Westford, Joseph Aliu Kamara, said he was happy to be part of the summit. He said 301 countries and organizations signed an action plan called Charter for Change to implement the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. The chairman of Freetown Cheshire Home, Dr. Abdullahi Dumbuya, told pressmen that the summit was built around 4 themes, which he said were tackling stigma and discrimination, inclusion in education, routes to economic empowerment, and harnessing technology and innovation.
The first area was about tackling stigma and discrimination in the summit. And so I think the conference was about looking at national levels in terms of legislation and all of that in addressing stigma and discrimination. The other area where the conference addressed, the other theme that the conference addressed, is inclusion in education. Well, we thank God everybody's talking about inclusive education and quality and free education now. Is that going to include persons with disabilities?
Before the Global Disability Summit, the government of Sierra Leone committed to eliminate stigma and discrimination, offer inclusive education, economic empowerment, technology and innovation, data desegregation, and the empowerment of women with disabilities, with the aim of improving the lives of people living with disabilities through a satellite conference held at the British Council in Freetown. Dr. Dumbuya called on the government to do more to follow through with the promises made. President of the Sierra Leone Union on Disability Issues, Santige Kabu, expressed dissatisfaction over the absence of government officials in the Global Disability Summit, even though they were invited. He called on all to constantly remind the government about the promises made during the satellite conference. SLBC News, Francis Ndanema reporting.
Well, the first batch of pilgrims from the Holy Land of Mecca has arrived in Freetown after performing one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo received them at the Freetown International Airport, Lunge. Thomas Neal was there and our reports.
It was quite a happy moment for the first set of pilgrims when they disembarked from the plane. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jula Jallo welcomed them on behalf of President Julius Madabio and thanked them for fulfilling one of the 5 pillars of Islam. He called on them to continue to pray for the country. The Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Bendu Dasama, said she was happy that the pilgrims arrived safe and in a dignified manner. She said this year's Hajj was perfect amidst the challenges.
It is, of course, as you can see, for my people to arrive in such a dignified manner, I'm a very happy minister. Really very happy because my people have arrived safe and in a dignified manner. hurdles, but then we were able to sort everything out on time and everything went very well.
The pilgrims thanked government for the proper coordination of this year's Hajj, adding that it was the most successful and highly organized Hajj in many years.
Many thanks to Thomas Neal for putting that report together. President Julius Maada Bio has returned home after taking part in this year's Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in Beijing, China. The forum also climaxed the Chinese president's announcement of $60 billion for Africa. Hala Musire reports.
The Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which targeted over 50 heads of state, discussed, among other things, China's support to Africa. After the forum, President Bio's delegation and other heads of state also attended the 4th Investing in African Forum in Hunan Province. The delegation visited the Hunan Broadcasting House, Hospital, workshop of Gili Automobile, and the Agricultural Research Center. The Chinese president told his African colleagues that China does not invest in vanity projects in Africa but will help the continent build its infrastructure as a way of minimizing poverty. President Xi Jinping pledged an extra $60 billion for the continent's development. After the forum, President Julius Maada Bio held meetings with partners at the China Energy Conservation and Environmental Protection Group. Chairman of the China National Environmental Protection Group, Desan Lui, told the delegation that his group is the only state-owned enterprise that mainly engages in energy conservation, emission and reduction and environmental protection. It is a technological and service-oriented industrial group with the largest scale in the energy conservation and environmental protection field. He noted that his government is looking for a sustainable development, environment, protection, and energy. President Julius Maada Bio commended the chairman for organizing such a meeting for them to get first-hand information about their operations. He noted that his government is looking for a sustainable development, environment, protection, and energy.
Environmental protection and conservation is very close to our heart. As a responsible government, we are looking at sustainable development, which means we have to develop our country, but also make sure that there is enough for future generations. We are definitely interested in the services you have to offer Sierra Leone, and whatever we have to do to give you the supportive environment we do.
At start times, the delegation was taken on a conducted tour, and later an MOU was signed between the Minister of Information and Communication, Mohamed Soare, and for a collaborative partnership. Star Times provides satellite television to over 10,000 African villages and broadcasts in 10 local languages as well. Huawei was another place in Beijing where the delegation made a stopover. Huawei, according to the chief executive officer, is one of the biggest ICT companies in the world that provides support in the area of education, health and communication. President Bio thanked the management of Huawei for the opportunity to visit their headquarters, as his government is committed to providing quality education. The president spoke about the plans to provide strong ICT infrastructure for Sierra Leone.
I see you from afar, and this is quite an interesting technology, and we hope to see how we can use it to better our means of communication and also governance and education in Sierra Leone. I wouldn't teach you today, I'm not going to lecture you, but I want to use it for lecturing others as part of the free education that we want to give to Sierra Leone.
The 4th Investing in African Forum, which took place in Hunan Province, targeted different heads of state, Mayor of Hunan, and the regional Vice President for World Bank in Africa. The theme for the forum was deepening investment, cooperation, harnessing innovation for sustainable development and shared prosperity. Addressing hundreds of participants across Africa, China, Europe, United States, and Asia, the president described the Investing in African Forum as a unique platform for policy dialogue and knowledge exchange, mobilizing investment and facilitating trade. President Bio told the participants that as a new government, nothing could be more exciting than addressing investors who have plans to invest in Africa.
It is therefore not surprising that African nations on September 4th this year adopted at the FOCAC meeting the Belt and Road Framework, Cooperation Framework, and the 8 initiatives, notably industrial promotion, infrastructure connectivity, trade facilitation, green development, capacity building, healthcare, people-to-people exchange, peace and security. My country, Sierra Leone, with total population of 7.1 million people, has huge potential for investment.
After the investment forum, President Bio and delegation also visited China National Hybrid Rice Center in Hunan, the Hunan Hospital, and also Hunan Broadcasting House. For SABC TV News Eye in Freetown, Hawa Mosibe reporting.
Many thanks to Hawa Mosire for filing in that report. You're watching News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation's television. It's now time for sport updates. Esther Marie Samurai is all set.
It's a hearty welcome to Sports Update on Weekend News. In this edition, the Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke, has motivated Leone Stars ahead of their match against Ethiopia in the 2018 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The team had their official training at the Hawassa International Stadium in Ethiopia, with the match expected to play on Sunday at the same venue. Francis Bernard files in this report.
Leone Stars' first official training session in Hawassa City lasted for only 1 hour, with almost all invited players taking part in the session. This training is in preparation ahead of the match day 2 in Group F against Group bottom table side Ethiopia. Head coach John Kista confirmed that there are 2 minor injuries, but however said he has got enough and competent players that will match with their East African counterpart. Minister of Sport Ibrahim Yelenke is impressed with the performance of the team so far. He spoke more to Francis Bernard in Ethiopia.
Of course, I'm so much impressed with preparation first of all, and I can say I'm 100% satisfied with the selection of the team.
Okay.
And I believe with my presence and the training field today, I have motivated them in representing my president as he did before we left for Liberia.
Okay, what's your message for
My message to Sierra Leoneans, I want them to be rest assured that we are going to give them victory. Sunday is going to be, the victory is going to be ours. We are going to make sure we qualify for the Nations Cup.
Why are you so confident?
I'm confident because of the squad that we have.
This will be the first meeting between the two countries ever in football history. Leone Stars of Sierra Leone last appeared in the Nations Cup in 1996, whilst Warriors Antelope last appeared in Gabon, Equatorial Guinea in 2013 and was the first team to be eliminated in the group stages. 4 Tunisian referees have been named by CAF to officiate the match on Sunday at the Hawassa International Stadium in Hawassa.
Meanwhile, in today's encounter, Harambee Stars of Kenya defeated Black Stars of Ghana by a goal to nil in this group, while Sierra Leone will be playing against Ethiopia at 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's all in sports for tonight. I am Esther Maisamwa. Thanks for watching.
Many thanks to Esther Marie Samura for the sports update. And it's time for some entertainment news. Sierra Leone-born Maria Tukabo has made a mark by leading a performance at the 2018 Beijing Summit for the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. She performed for world leaders, including the chairman of the African Union, the United Nations Secretary General, and 27 international and African groups. Also in this edition, the remains of the entertainment icon, DJ and master of ceremony, Joseph Mohamed Bitus Tex Kanu, have been laid to rest. For more on these stories, let's join our entertainment producer, Mohamed King Milan Bangura.
Sierra Leone-born Mariatu Kagbo led performance at the 2018 Beijing Summit for the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. Mariatu Kagbo performed to world leaders, ministers, chairman of African Union, the United Nations Secretary General, and 27 international and African groups who served as observers. The Sierra Leone-born Mariatu Kagbo, known to millions of Chinese fans as the Black Pearl of China, is a musician, philanthropist, model, former Miss World finalist, Sierra Leonean cultural ambassador, and a Guinness World Record holder. She left the audience spellbound as the lead performing artist out of 8 chosen by the Chinese government event management team. How did she feel being in front of such great world leaders?
Really proud to see my president there and to see all the other presidents was clapping, and happy for me, especially for the Chinese leader. I was so proud for me to see, for him and the wife, because the wife is a famous artist in the world. So for her to see me too and was clapping for me with the South African, because it's a South African song.
During the opening ceremony of the Miss World pageant in South Africa 2009, Mariatu was invited to perform on stage. A performance led the British royal family with no option but to invite her to perform for the Queen in England. She was again invited to perform at the United Nations General Assembly of Heads of State and also met with Jackie Chan and Michael Bolton at the Chinese Grammy Awards. Due to her many talents, Mariatu received an accolade from dignitaries and heads of state in Africa for her outstanding performance and in making Africa and her motherland Sierra Leone proud for her being the mother of Black Chinese woman. After her performance, I asked her about how the Sierra Leone delegation responded to her performance.
Because they was very proud of me, the president, the first wife, the foreign minister, chief, all of them, I don't know them, all opened their hands to welcome me and to make sure they encourage us to make Sierra Leone proud and to bring the good job back home. That was really impressive, you know, the courage you have, especially the first lady. She was very happy. She encouraged me. I was on the stage. She sending kisses for me. After she finished, she tried to wave. You know, she showed that really she is proud of Sierra Leone. I was really happy for that. Feel that my leaders are proud of me when they saw me on the stage. So there was very positive action for them. I will not lie. Yeah.
Today, Mariatu have strong presence in the Chinese entertainment scene by using both our understanding of Asian culture and our African identity to create a uniquely appealing personality. Now here at home, our entertainment industry is crippling. How is she going to convince the government to invest in our entertainment industry?
But for me, I have a positive thinking and positive plan for my country, which I will take back home, and I will always take it back home and all over the world. As my dream is to bring Sierra Leone and China culture in the world.
Many thanks to Mohamed King Milan Bangura for putting that report together. To end the news, the main points again. President Bio has returned from the China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing, China. British High Commission has awarded scholarships to 8 medical students. And Sierra Leone pilgrims have started coming home. And that's all in tonight's edition of the News Hour. I've been Willie Buku. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your company.